Today we're glad to be chatting with, and you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Eugenia Kuzmina. It's rhymes.
Very neat. So you got to tell us, how did you first get started modeling? How'd that happen?
I was an ice skater and I was always into costumes. We did the shows on ice, and one time a designer, we didn't have a lot of fashion in Russia. There was only one designer for like the whole nation, and I think he was looking for somebody fresh. I'm not really a conventional model. I'm not like 5'11" or 5 foot, really tall girls. But he was interesting to see somebody who's really creative, so he kind of found me, and his name is Slava Zaitsev. And he brought me in and he took some pictures, and it was a surprise, but that's how, I kind of never thought about it, because in Russia it wasn't anything that you can, it hasn't started yet. It hasn't had the hype as it has now, I think.
Very neat. Well, your resume is pretty big here. I mean, you work with so many like designers and things like that. Do you have any favorites you've worked with or anything?
I loved working with Yves Saint Laurent. I think that was my dream come true, and a real artist, you would come to him and he wouldn't see model without makeup, and because for him it was like a creative process.
Yeah.
He would see you in makeup and like his vision, you were his muse, and then he would drape this dress on you and he would smoke, and it was just such an interesting creative process to be in his studio.
Wow.
And then see the big show that he would put. That was incredible. And I work with Nicolas Ghesquière, who is at Balenciaga. I actually started working with him. I was really young, 14, and he just came to the house, the Balenciaga house, and it was interesting to see how he grew and evolved into such an incredible designer that he is now. So it's always interesting. I worked with Albert Elbaz from Lanvin, and he's got such a humor, and you can see it in his designs and dresses, how, you would sit there, and it's interesting. They're a very interesting breed of artists.
Very neat.
To be around.
Yeah, I don't know if people understand the whole process that goes behind it. Like you said, the creative aspect and just the whole process of it is so neat to learn. How long do photo shoots usually last?
The photo shoots, it depends. If you do an editorial, it's like a real story. It's kind of like a mini movie in pictures. So you go there in the morning. Sometimes you start like 4 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Especially if it's on location, because the best light is in the morning, like 6 or 7. So whoever thinks that we're lazy, as models, it's not true. We usually fly the night before, so you land like at 2 in the morning, and then like at 4 you're in makeup and hair, and a lot of times it's a process. It takes like 2 or 3 hours to get ready. If it's editorial, if it's Vogue or Elle, they have a storyboard, they have like creative ideas for this outfit, how they want to present. So a lot of times you put extensions or nails, and it takes forever. And then you shoot for a few hours, and you never know how it goes on locations. Yeah, and it's a process like with the whole team. So yeah, it can last like for days.
Wow.
One time I think I shot for 24 hours straight, because
Really?
we're trying to find the perfect light for a location.
All about the lighting, yeah.
Yeah, in Iceland, and it was freezing outside in winter, and we're trying to find that specific light for and the picture came out amazing. You look,
Really?
it's all like black sand, but yeah, it took a long time.
Wow, I know, and you're probably like, I'm freezing, hurry up.
Yeah, a lot of times it's really like you look at these pictures and they look so beautiful and you look so relaxed, but a lot of models talk that, a lot of conditions are definitely not what they seem, but they look beautiful, so we are.
Exactly. Where's your favorite location to shoot? If you can do any location, where would you pick?
I love the Amazon jungle. That was incredible. We shot for Replay Jeans, for jeans, and the company, they had the budget to go to Mississippi or to the Amazon. So the photographer was like, let's all go to the Amazon. It was fun. It was so much fun. It's we stayed at this hotel. It's built on the sticks in the middle of the jungle, and they have, you know, all these creatures. Like they have piranhas in the lake and crocodiles. So I love adventure.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's out there that you can, you know, really go and see something new and discover. It was incredible. We had monkeys who would come, you know, for breakfast. And
oh my
we would
gosh.
swim with the piranhas, which I think we were kind of a little bit out there, especially swimming in the Amazon River.
Wow.
But it's fun.
It's all an experience within itself, huh?
Yeah, yeah. You know, I have to say we have been really lucky. Like as a model, I think that's the best that you can take. Just all the travel and experiences and just meeting people or just seeing, you know, world in different ways. So I've been really lucky with that.
Very neat. So tell us, how would you describe your style?
I think it's always kind of fun. I don't think it depends on like on the mood always, but I think it's always like fun, and it has to be, I like high heels.
High heels, yes.
I think we were born in high heels. We come out of the womb in high heels. You can see like Russian women in winter walking on ice, and they would, you know, like snow in like 10-inch heels. So
yes, love it though.
yeah, I like that. It's just kind of fun and feminine, and I like really creative style, like Alexander McQueen or Vivienne Westwood. You know, somebody who like really goes out there. But like normally during the day, and especially in LA, you know, it's just jeans and maybe some fun like rings. Like I have this ring here, which
cute.
is like a, you know, kind of like a primal thing.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, but it's interesting. I mean, in LA, nobody dresses, so it's always strange when you come out like fully dressed in an outfit.
I know, but like as girls, we love dressing up. Like you said, the high heels, just putting on the makeup, the outfit. We love it, so.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's interesting. You know, why not? Like, why not play? I think it's always interesting to,
I know.
You know, yeah, be creative and.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any makeup tips you can give us? Anything you recommend, or?
I learned that if you have red lipstick, that would go a long way anywhere, because you can, even after like a long flight, you have to go to a meeting, or of course it depends which type of meeting you have. But if you have to go to a dinner or event, like red lipstick is kind of my savior.
Yes.
Or I just put. You know, it's funny because models don't wear a lot of makeup during the day usually.
No.
Just because we wear so much makeup on the shoots, you know, we kind of like have to take care of the skin. But have just pink cheeks always helps, like to kind of look refreshed. And I try to put white eyeliner, and it kind of wakes you up, you know, it kind of like makes your eyes pop out and look fresh. And
do you exfoliate also, or use any like creams to stay young and everything like that? Anything?
Oh yeah. I truly believe I never took care before, you know, of my face like with the sun before coming to LA. But I noticed you have to, you know, as a woman too, just to kind of, you always have to hydrate it, and I exfoliate it every day. Yeah, I exfoliate the skin, and I put a lot of creams and always sunscreen, and I take Biosil, you know, it's kind of a collagen drink, and to, you know, to stay healthy with that.
Definitely. And tell us, like for teeth whitening, do you whiten your teeth at all, or?
I have really sensitive teeth, so I have to be very careful with that, but I do, I have to do that. I buy usually the stripes, you know, for whitening. I wish I should find out more secrets about that, actually. I meet people, sometimes you're just amazed how white their teeth are, so it's on my list to learn how to. Yeah.
And then go ahead and tell us, you were also in Demi Lovato's music video?
Oh, yeah. I had a small part there, and it was kind of like just through a friend that I did, but such a fun shoot, and she's incredible. She's such a warm person, and the music video, we shot it in LA, and they built this whole set. They built the Ferris wheel, and
Oh, yeah,
yeah, they put a lot of characters in there, and it was at night. We shoot like through the whole night, and I mean, she's so talented and so approachable, and we had so much fun on set. And I think it's so important when you work, and when you're around, when you're such a talented artist. It's amazing to see how available she is to everybody on set.
yeah. Right.
Yeah, and very, very inspirational to work with her.
Oh,
Really, really great talent, and
that's good to
it was
hear.
fun.
It was so neat though to see you in the music video because we love watching that, and it has so many views too. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And then
Yes, it's fun. Yeah, music videos are really different from
Different.
I think everything else.
yeah, different set. And then now tell us, you're also in an upcoming movie, Fury, starring Brad Pitt. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's a guy's movie, it's about war, and they built the whole set in outside London. So they built like a German city, and you can imagine tanks and Brad Pitt and Shia LaBeouf and Michael Pena on set playing, like
my
boys.
gosh.
You basically, I walk in there and it's like a boys' camp,
Wow.
Just boots and dirt, and just being part of that was so much fun. And my character, she's like a rare woman in the film. There are not so many women. It's wartime, but it was fun. I saw the tank, and I was trying to make the guys like, can I ride the tank? Didn't have time for a lot of fun, and they were really hardworking.
Yeah.
It was really cold, and it was interesting to see. And I love David Ayer. He's such a great director, and so great with actors. And Michael Pena, all the guys were like training for this film. They were, it was a team. It was interesting to be part of that like boys team.
That is so neat. I mean, you're telling us this experience, but I can only imagine being there. You know what I mean? So that is so
Yeah.
neat.
Oh yeah, my God! It's a creation. It just you walk into this world and you see all these people that you only saw them on TV or somewhere,
Yes.
and they're like all these characters. It's incredible. And,
Wow, literally, I'm thinking it's a dream come true here.
yeah,
So neat.
no, it is every day.
Wow.
I have to pinch myself. Yeah,
Do you have-
it's-
Do you have like a favorite film you've done or favorite experience that just really sticks out to you, most memorable?
Yeah, I loved working on New Girl. I loved working with Zoe Deschanel. She's so warm too, and just so funny. Like everything she did on set was. We laughed, like I couldn't stop laughing. I would come home, to my husband, and I would just laugh. She loves her dogs, and they have pictures of dogs all over the trailers.
Oh, really?
And and it's such a warm woman's atmosphere. Her writers are always there, and we would rehearse and improvise before shoot, and just kind of fill it out. And it was a great set to be on, and I love that show. They do such a great job. And
Now tell us, you get intimidated watching yourself on this big screen? Or
I don't know. I think some actors say they don't do it, but actually for me it helps. I think it just comes from modeling because you're so used to
right.
just see kind of yourself. It kind of helps, but I wouldn't do that just because you experience everything that there is. You kind of, okay, what's next?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, tell us, how do you balance work and your family and everything? How do you balance both?
Good question. Well, I think everybody have to kind of center themselves and ask what is important for them. And, I know that for me it's very important to have, to pursue my passion, and
Yes.
it's important for my kids to, kind of see that. And I think what really helped me is I really realized you have to ask for help. A lot of times women would say, well, I worked like 24 hours on set, I come home, let me clean all the dishes, let me do everything. So I realized, I'm not perfect, and like if I work 24 hours on set, I can ask someone, I can ask a friend maybe to look after my kid or like help me with something, or I can ask my
Yeah.
husband like if he can do that. But I'm not afraid to just be vulnerable in that, because I think that's the answer
Exactly. That's
to
what a
kind of.
family's about, for everybody to help each other. Your family to be there for you, and you support them, and them to support you.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah, I think
nice.
there are certain standards that are just impossible to live to, and you have
Hmm.
to realize that your kids are. You have to realize that you have to listen to yourself, what are family, and for yourself too.
Exactly. And how old are your kids?
One is 5, my son is 5, and my daughter is 2. And
Oh.
yeah, I traveled with them. I started working back after I had my son 3 months after. And I have a stepson who's 12, and he lives next door, so we kind of balance everything
Oh,
together.
that is so neat. Can we ask, where did you and your husband meet? Do you have a story or?
Yeah. We met through Katie Ford. She has Ford Agency, and we met at the time when I wasn't looking for any relationship. Because as a model, you travel
Oh,
every
wow.
week somewhere, so it's you kind of. I was going to just live my life,
Yeah.
take it one day at a time. I wasn't looking
Exactly.
at any kind of relationship. But then I met my husband, and we kind of really clicked because we were interested in the same things. He was
Mm.
interested maybe in fashion, I was interested in films, and I think it's all about having. We were really free. We didn't put any labels in our relationship,
Mhm.
and that's how kind of we take it one day at a time.
That's
So
neat.
yeah, we were set up by my age.
Mm.
That's how it happened.
Interesting. Very neat.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then tell us, do you like live by a healthy diet? Are you a healthy eater or?
Let's say I try to be a healthy eater.
Uh-huh.
I didn't. Like for me personally, the diet never works because the more I restrain myself, I have all these girls moments like, oh my God, no, I have a job in like a week. I have to like watch what I'm eating. But the more I do that, the more crazy I get, and
Yes,
like
yes.
I feel the best that works for me is if I just listen to what I need, like what my body needs
Yeah.
to feel healthy and energetic, and I will eat that rather than being like an emotional eater and just,
Exactly.
oh, I don't feel good. Let me like, eat like a big box of cookies. So that happens, of course,
Of course, you can't resist. I mean, you have to eat like cupcakes and cookies. Who doesn't
Mhm.
want that? They're so good.
Yeah, exactly. So I truly believe that your body knows
Yeah.
what you need to stay healthy and
I always wondered on set though, if they offer you food, and it's like not so healthy, do you just go ahead and eat that? I mean, is that what happens? I always wondered that.
yeah, I have to say you get hungry, and I do eat everything. I do eat pizza and all the bad
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
And there are people who try to really, bring things on set, and I think it's great if you can do that. But our life is so unpredictable that, sometimes I have the day of eating bad, and then I have a day of, eating healthy.
Exactly.
Yeah, we eat unhealthy on sets.
You do. I always wondered that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's work, and sometimes you don't have your shot until like 2 a.m. and you have to
Hmm.
have that energy and something inside. So you just go with what you
You
have.
have to, exactly. And do you have a favorite fast food restaurant? Oh,
McDonald's.
McDonald's, yes.
Yeah. I remember when they opened it in Russia. First time they opened it in Moscow, and there was this huge line
Oh
for
my
2 hours, and it was a treat for us to go to McDonald's. And I remember I was just obsessed. We would dream for the whole week just to go there after the movies, and it was a huge treat. So I think it kind of reminds me of my childhood.
Wow, yeah. What do you get at
Yeah,
McDonald's? Do you get a Big Mac and fries, or what do you get?
yeah, I get a chicken McNugget, the milkshake, of course,
Yes.
and cheeseburger. Yeah,
Oh, so good.
yeah.
And how about
Yeah.
like, you guys have Chick-fil-A in California. Have you tried it?
I'm not so much of a chicken person. I love fish, and I'm obsessed about sushi. Like on a daily basis, I would eat a lot of fish and sushi. And but I love Greek food. I used to
Oh, you
go
do?
to a lot of Greek restaurants in New York. They're actually
Oh,
incredible. Yes. Oh my God. I had a lot of Greek friends in New York, and I always love because restaurant is such a big, dinner is such a big part of their whole, day, and you can talk to
yes.
people, and everybody knows the chef, and the food is so fresh, and it's incredible. Actually, I have to say it's really truly one of my favorite kitchens, and the fish, and like the way you cook it, and the oil. I love fresh food, like whatever it is.
Exactly, definitely. And then go ahead and tell us one thing we may not know about you.
I love motorcycles and I love adventure, and I'm kind of a badass, so I have blonde hair, and a lot of my acts are about being dumb blonde, but actually I love, doing a lot of active things and kind of, writing and doing
Ah,
karate and Krav Maga and
very neat. How long have you been doing karate for?
I've been doing it for 5 years,
5 years.
and it started as just a research for a project for a
Hmm.
role I was doing, and I found it fascinating because it wasn't about violence, but rather about balancing and
Yeah.
reaction, and it was kind of like a dance, so it was interesting, and you always see a lot of characters there, and it's a good physical exercise
Yes,
too.
exactly. Do you think it's easy to practice that, or did it take some time, or?
No, it's really easy to practice. Well, they have kind of a world headquarter in Los
Mhm.
Angeles, so I always go there. And it is easy. It's kind of like boxing and stretching, and yeah, it's pretty easy. I
Oh,
think everything is easy in life if you really want it.
exactly. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we
Mhm.
were going to ask you about your Twitter and Instagram account. How do you like using those?
I'm learning. Instagram is not my strong one yet, but I use a lot of Twitter. I like Twitter because it's a great way for comedians. I do a lot of comedy store shows, and
Oh,
it's just a great way to kind of connect to people and send a message out. But I have to watch for those too. It's been interesting because I tweeted about a job and I was fired from that.
oh
Yeah, you have to see, you have to be really responsible, I think, for what you say, and which messages you bring, because your life is out there. I
no.
think all
Exactly.
of us, we're so connected these days than ever before. So you have to be more conscious sometimes,
Exactly. Oh my goodness. And yeah, you probably have like a lot of followers too. So they're all
Yeah, exactly. I have to see, that I can actually give something to people rather than like just, reflect out of, yeah. You have to
exactly.
see what messages you give.
Now, if you could get a tweet back from any celebrity or any person, who would you like to get a tweet from?
Uh, Ashton Kutcher.
Ooh, Ashton Kutcher. That's a good
Yeah, I
one.
think he's very interesting personality. I think
Yeah.
he's got so much, I think he's somebody hard to nail because he's a very talented actor, and he's got all these other things in his personality that
Yes.
he gets back. So that would be interesting. Yeah.
Now, you haven't met him before, work with him?
No, I haven't
No.
met with him. We were gonna do something for Two and a Half Men, but then they decided the character should be more American, which
Oh.
worked with the story. But yeah, I've been looking up to his work all over, how like advanced he is with reaching out his audience through social media and just making projects like in a new way, living in
Exactly.
a really modern world. So I really like that.
Exactly. Well, I hope you get to work with him or get a tweet from him or something.
Yeah, yeah, thank
That
you.
would be neat.